Hello, everybody.
Philip Green, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Right video.
This is file 251396 SM, People versus Philip Michael Green. Here this morning for pretrial conference on a misdemeanor complaint issued by the Allegheny County Prosecutor's Office on a charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree. I have received a pretrial conference sheet, which just indicates you've now decided to plead guilty to this charge. Is that what you agreed to do?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
This charge is a misdemeanor charge. It carries a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and a $500 fine. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead guilty to this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you do plead guilty to that charge, you will not have a trial of any kind, and you'll be giving up all the following rights. First, the right to have a trial by a jury or a trial by a judge without a jury, and that will be at your choosing. You have been appointed an attorney in this case at public expense. She would also be there representing you if you had a trial in this case as well. At a trial, if you had one, you would have the right to call witnesses to speak for you. If you needed help to get those witnesses to court, I would order them to appear on your behalf. At a trial, if you had one, you would have the right to see, hear, and question all the witnesses that were called against you. You'd also have the right at a trial to testify yourself or to not testify and remain silent. If you chose not to testify at your trial, the prosecutor could not comment on that fact before the jury. Finally, if you had a trial in this case, you'd have the right to be presumed innocent until the prosecutor proved beyond a reasonable doubt that you were guilty of this charge. And Mr. Green, do you understand all those rights that I've read to you?
I do, Your Honor.
Those are your trial rights. But if you plead guilty, you will not have a trial and you will give up all those trial rights. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything regarding what your sentence will be if you do plead guilty today?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone threaten you to force you to do this?
No, Your Honor.
Is it your choice to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And finally, are you pleading guilty to this charge because you believe you're guilty of this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you at the Family Dollar store in Martin Township on April 12th of this year?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
And did you steal or attempt to steal property that Family Dollar was offering for sale?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was that?
It was catnip, Your Honor.
And did they get that back or did you leave the store with it?
I left the store with it.
Okay. Based on that, I will find a factual basis. We'll find that your plea is knowing and voluntary. Your plea will be accepted to the charge of retail fraud in the 3rd degree. Mr. Zakrzewski, any restitution request? We have none on the court file. Or let us know if you want us to set it for sentencing.
I'm pulling it up right now. Restitution form. So it looks like the form was sent back in April 25 of 2025. I do not see that there has been any response at this point.
Okay. With that, Mr. Green, this is your chance to tell me anything you'd like to for your sentencing today.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, I remember having a rough day at work. I have a pretty severe case of OCD and ADHD, and I went into the store because I had forgotten the catnip at the last place I was at, and I asked the cashier if they had any catnip because I went back there and I couldn't find it. So as she showed me the catnip, I realized I didn't have my wallet on me, and I was kind of looking for it. I must have put it. I did put it in my pocket, I guess, but I didn't realize it until I got home. I mean, until the next day when the officers knocked on the door. Like I think it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and they asked me if I had it, and I looked in my pocket, and sure enough, it was in my pocket. And I said, "Well, I would like to go pay for this, you know." And he said, "Well, at this point, you're being trespassed from the Family Dollar." So I said, "Okay, well, I'll give him a call." So I called the manager at Family Dollar, and I told her that I was sorry, that I didn't mean to steal it, and I explained my situation to her, and I says I would like to offer to pay for it. And she said, "Well, you can't come in to pay for it because you've been trespassed." I says, "Okay, I will leave." The catnip was $2.95. I left a $10 bill. I told her I would leave a $10 bill in the mailbox, and she says, "Okay, just don't come back in." And at that point, I figured that everything was taken care of, but apparently it wasn't. Like I said, I apologized and I paid for it. So here we are.
Okay, well, Mr. Green, you just indicated this was not intentional. You didn't intend to steal. You put it in your pocket, forgot about it, and left the store without thinking about it. Given that I'm not going to accept your plea, we're going to leave this on for a settlement conference and a jury trial. And Ms. Graver will explain why when she talks to you in a moment, okay?
Okay.
You're all set today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Graver, would you like a breakout room with him, or are you just gonna call him?
Can I get a breakout room, please?
Edna Squally, your name, please.
Gary Dickman.
Thank you, Ms. Diekman or Dykeman?
Dickman?
Dickman, okay. Ms. Dickman, you missed another pretrial this on the 9th of June after previously missing a pretrial back in January. So what's the problem getting you to come to court?
Anyone, I can talk on Ms. Diekman's behalf, please.
Okay, go ahead.
One moment, Judge. Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Diekman told me that she was actually at a hospital at the end of, from December 28th to January 22nd. She actually also had a bench warrant issued in a parallel matter, Olympia municipal matter, for the same reason, for not being able to show up. She did quash that bench warrant once she was discharged from the hospital. Insofar as her picking up another bench warrant subsequently in our case, Ms. Diekman explained that she actually did not get the notification for the June 9th appearance until after the fact. She explained that she actually went over to the court and tried to quash it. She was told that it was a no-walk warrant, and she also left 2 voicemails with us trying to have the bench warrant quashed. For one reason or another, we didn't do it, or we didn't get the voicemail in time, I'm not sure. But she did put the efforts into appearing in court and quashing her warrants.
All right, thank you. So actually, it wasn't a notice issue because Ms. Dickman was in court on the 8th of May with Ms. Capone and was provided notice in hand and left the court. I don't know if she left with the notice, but was given the notice on that day for the 9th of June. Ms. Dickman?
I got in the mail after that notices for the 21st of July and
Right.
For a trial date. And I thought
Yep.
that those superseded. I called the courts and they told me that those superseded anything else I had.
So that sounds different than saying that you didn't get it in the mail.
No, I
after.
didn't get a different one in the mail that was for a different notice. I've got 2 court cases going on right now. And
Okay.
I was getting confused as to which was which.
And you received text reminders telling you, hey, you need to be in
No.
court on the 9th of June.
No, I've been being hacked my phone has not been able to be consistent. And so I haven't had any text reminders. That number that the lawyer had for me was from 2.5 years ago.
1405?
What? That's not my
1405?
number anymore, no. I've been
Okay.
having to get a new phone every month. It's been hell. And I've been working with Officer Magdaleno of OPD about it.
What's the number now?
My current number is 481, but I often don't get incoming
Slow
calls.
down.
or
Slow down.
text.
481.
But I often don't get incoming calls or texts. That's why I've been working with Officer Magdaleno, because I've been being hacked by somebody for 2.5 years and stalked and, you know. Officer Magdaleno of OPD.
And Mr. McClone, what's the city's request?
The city is asking the court to set some bail, given the history of the court is addressed. I think there's a third FTA in this case, and ultimately the court issued that no walk warrant as a result of prior non-appearances. The city had asked for bail back on that May 8th hearing, and she was released with date set. It looks like she called the court on the night, spoke to somebody. She mentioned that they advised of next dates. So I do think there's apparent issues more than what's being expressed. So I'm asking for $5,000 cash or bond, reset dates.
Thank you. Yeah, we will restart speedy trial today. Mr. Sabian.
Yes, Sharon, we're hoping the court will release Ms. Diekman on her own recognizance. She lives in the area. She gave me her new P.O. box that she still receives mail at. She also took out a new P.O. box that she also receives mail at. We'll put it in the chat. I have some concerns for her, but when I saw that she successfully quashed her warrant in Olympia, and then she made the effort to quash it here, she's trying to make her appearance as judge. And there's only one other case that's pending for her. I'm not seeing any other priors. I'm not seeing a big history of non-appearances over months and months and months or years. I think we need to have. I think we need to give Ms. Diekman another chance here, and she'll be in good contact with us. She's also going through some things right now. She shared some of that, and she might need some treatment. She's okay with me sharing that, mental health treatment and such, and she won't be able to get that while she's inside.
All right, so it appears that she missed a hearing yesterday with City of Olympia. They've issued a new warrant.
Because she was in custody, Judge. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, this is concerning. So she's in custody in the Squally, which is the City of Olympia holding facility. And they have a hearing for her yesterday and they don't get her on the calendar. Anybody have an explanation for that?
I was brought in that morning. It was a few hours before, and they said something about being behind, and I said, hey, I was supposed to have a hearing this morning, can I talk to someone? And I never heard back about that.
You print docket on the Olympia case 962.
I was holding all morning. They
Okay, all
didn't
right.
have to
Thank you.
pee.
All right, I won't count the Olympia warrant against you. That appears to be against Nisqually. Maybe I should hold them on some bail. But for you, with your history, I am going to impose some bail. It will be less than previously requested. It'll be $2,500 cash or bond.
I don't have any money at all. I get $450 a month, and I have no family to help me.
All right. And
But part of that is because of all this stuff that's been going on with the hacking and everything.
I'll set a pretrial to 1:30 calendar on the 16th of July.
Which means I'll be in jail until then.
Yeah, unless you post the bail.
I don't have any way to post a bail. I don't have any money at all. I have. I don't even know
Thank
how to bail bondsman. I've never been in trouble before this last year.
Okay, but the main thing is you have to show up at court and you have to do everything in your world to make sure that that happens. And we're doing everything we can by sending text reminders, mailing notice, handing you notice when you're in court.
I
You have to be up there. Okay.
know.
So this will be easy. You'll be in the jail and we'll see you 2 weeks from today. And that way we know you'll make the hearing. Thank you. Mr. Stashevsky.
Your Honor, present with me is Mr. Markel Morgan Johnson.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.